Hello, my name is Destiny Ponce, and today I will be presenting my project for IAS 108. So to first start off, my project is going to be based off of an art experience that changed my life. So for me personally, I'd say that music has really had a big impact in my life, especially growing up. Ever since I can remember, music has always influenced my life and has been a big part of my personality. So starting off in middle school, I was around, I would say about 11 or 12, and this is where I got introduced into music. As a middle schooler in my hometown, each student was put into an elective class, and I was put into our beginning band. And with this is where I was able to find my passion for music. Always say that the trumpet chose me. I didn't choose the trumpet. This is just because in middle school, I remember I didn't show up for the day that the students were allowed to go ahead and choose their own instrument. So when I showed up the next day, the only thing that was available for me was the trumpet. So at the same time that I was in middle school, it was about maybe 4 months into being in the middle school band. I was given the opportunity to play in my church's band. Here is where I was introduced into the drums. During this time, I was in love with music. All I could think about was, playing the trumpet, practicing at home. It was just my personality at that point. When I would go to church, I would see the drummer playing the drums, and after church, I would always ask if I could, try to play with the drums and just gain some experience on my own. That was when they gave me the opportunity to start practicing. The drummer himself taught me a couple things. And within a couple weeks, I was up on there while the choir was singing. I was up there playing the drums with everyone. So during this time, this is where I found myself becoming really passionate with the drums. That's all I could think about 24/7. At home, I would practice. I got drumsticks and I would start, playing the drums on anything that I could find, a laptop, my legs, the couch, like anything that I could find that could make a sound with the sticks, I would use it to try to make a beat. In the car, when I was listening to music, I would always pretend like I had drumsticks in my hand and try to go along with the music that was playing through the radio. In high school, my passion for music just grew even stronger. This is where I was able to choose the high school marching band as my elective. Um, However, this was a different type of scenario for me. It was a very new environment. It was a lot more strict, a lot of more responsibility. Um, you had practice on the weekends, practice during class, practice after class. It was a lot of responsibility, a lot of dedication, definitely. Um, and this is where I felt like I was a part of something bigger. From performing at football games to being in the stands to being able to have the opportunity to perform in the Chinese New Year's parade in San Francisco. I think that was ultimately one of my most favorite memories um, throughout my whole marching band experience. Um, and it was definitely like my most favorite thing to do. Even though it was a lot of dedication, it was definitely worth the time and the hassle. So by the end of my sophomore year, um, I had a situation happen where my grandmother um, thought that I should take a break from music. She noticed how much it was consuming my life. As I stated before, practice during school, practice after school, practice on the weekends. Um, all I did was band. Band was all I could think about. Band was my only priority during the first 2 years of my high school experience. So with that, she made me quit, which I, I dreaded having to do that, and I just disliked the idea of not being able to perform and not being able to play and not being able to learn and just be in the environment of a band in general. Um, so I will definitely say that this is where my journey being a musician or just any artist, like type of art in general, it definitely failed, because after this is where, after I had to quit band, I just never looked in that direction ever again. I lost my passion for music, definitely. I find myself not really wanting to listen to music anymore, or even being interested in any type of music at all. For that part, I do miss playing instruments, of course, 100%. I did find myself in high school, trying to play sports, trying to play every sport that I could just to keep myself busy and, distracted. Um, I definitely think that my experience with music changed me for the better while I was in band and while I was, you know, involved with any musical instrument. But I would say that after the fact of having to quit band, I definitely lost my passion for it. And my advice would be to never give up. In my case, I had no choice, clearly. But if I did have a choice at the time, I would have just kept playing. And I would have stayed in band, and I think, and I truly believe that I would